Pet loss grief. Losing a pet can be one of life's most difficult experiences. The grief that follows is real, valid, and deserves to be acknowledged. This presentation explores the journey of pet loss grief and offers guidance for those navigating this painful path. Understanding pet loss grief, a special bond. The relationship between humans and their animal companions is unique and profound. Pets provide unconditional love, constant companionship, and often become integral family members. Legitimate grief. The grief experienced after losing a pet is real and valid. Research shows that pet loss can trigger grief responses similar to those experienced after human loss. Disenfranchised grief. Society doesn't always recognize or validate pet loss grief, making it a form of disenfranchised grief where mourners may feel their pain isn't legitimate or worthy of support. Common grief reactions, emotional responses, intense sadness and crying, guilt and regret, anger and frustration, relief, especially after a long illness, anxiety about making end-of-life decisions, physical responses, sleep disturbances, changes in appetite, fatigue, physical aches and pains, difficulty concentrating. All of these reactions are normal parts of the grieving process. There is no right or wrong way to grieve the loss of a beloved pet. The stages of pet loss grief. Denial. Initial disbelief and shock about the loss, especially if the death was sudden or unexpected. Anger. Feelings of frustration, often directed at veterinarians, family members, or even oneself. Bargaining. Thoughts about what could have been done differently or wishing for more time. Depression. Deep sadness and mourning as the reality of the loss sets in. Acceptance. Gradually coming to terms with the loss and finding ways to honor your pet's memory. These stages aren't linear, and you may move back and forth between them or experience multiple stages simultaneously. Factors that influence grief. Pet-related factors. Length of relationship. Role the pet played in your life. Circumstances of death, sudden versus anticipated. Euthanasia decisions. Personal factors. Previous loss experiences. Available support system. Concurrent life stressors. Cultural and religious beliefs. Each person's grief journey is unique and influenced by many factors. There is no timeline for healing, and comparing your experience to others isn't helpful. Coping with pet loss grief. Acknowledge your grief. Give yourself permission to grieve. Your feelings are valid, and the bond you shared with your pet was real and meaningful. Seek support. Connect with understanding friends, family members, or pet loss support groups who validate your feelings and provide comfort. Create rituals. Hold a memorial service, create a photo album, or establish another meaningful way to honor your pet's memory and say goodbye. Taking care of yourself during this difficult time is essential. Be patient with yourself as you navigate the grief process. Memorializing your pet. Physical memorials, custom urns or burial markers, paw print impressions, memorial jewelry containing ashes or fur, commissioned pet portraits, living memorials, planting a tree or garden, donating to animal charities, volunteering at shelters, creating a scholarship fund, digital memorials, online tribute pages, social media memorials, digital photo albums, memorial videos, supporting children through pet loss, guidance for parents. Be honest and use clear, age-appropriate language. Avoid euphemisms like put to sleep that may confuse children. Allow children to express their grief in their own way. Include children in memorial activities if they wish to participate. Reassure children that their feelings are normal and important. Consider children's books about pet loss to help them process. Pet loss is often a child's first experience with death. How adults respond can shape how children understand and cope with loss throughout their lives. When to seek professional help. Signs that grief may require professional support. Persistent depression or anxiety that doesn't improve with time. Inability to function in daily life or meet basic responsibilities. Thoughts of self-harm or suicide. Complicated grief that doesn't ease over time. Substance use to cope with feelings. Extreme guilt or rumination about end-of-life decisions. Resources for professional support include mental health professionals, therapists, counselors, and psychologists who specialize in grief or pet loss. Pet loss hotlines. Many veterinary schools offer free pet loss support hotlines staffed by trained counselors. Support groups, in-person or online groups specifically for those grieving pet loss. Transform your grief in just 6 weeks. When you're ready, stop carrying guilt that belongs in the past. Complete the goodbye you never got to say. Join other pet parents who found peace through our proven system. From guilt to grace, pet loss without regret. Complete 6-week program. Don't suffer alone any longer. Get immediate access to From Guilt to Grace through the link in my pinned comment. Your beloved pet would want you to heal. Whatever you decide and whenever you decide it, your choice is valid. Your journey through pet loss grief is personal, and healing happens on your own timeline.